Today we're comparing two popular Sony E-mount standard zoom lenses, the 24-70 f4 and the newer Tamron 28-75 f2.8. And we're going to break both of these lenses down, compare them in 2019, and find out exactly everything that you need to know about them and which one you should be buying in this day and age. Let's get going. Well, if you're looking for a standard Sony zoom, you've probably got these two on your short list, the Sony 24-70 f4 and the Tamron 28-75 f2.8. And this won't be an overly technical review. If you want to see an in-depth review on either of these lenses, check out my review on each. And real quick guys, if you haven't already, consider hitting that like and subscribe button to see more videos all the time just like this. So before we start looking at the major differences between these two, let's have a look at some of the specs as they'd appear on the box or the website. So looking at the size difference of these two lenses, they're very close, but the Tamron does have an inch on the Sony. So if it's ultimate portability you're going for, in the size category, the Sony does win. The Tamron is still a super reasonably sized lens. Next, let's look at the build and features of each lens. They're both incredibly well made. The Sony has a metal construction, where the Tamron is a plastic or composite material, both feeling very strong and great in the hand. I do like Tamron's texture and grippiness a little bit more, but do prefer the intuitive placement of Sony's focus ring. Both lenses do extend as you zoom, and they're both electronically coupled to your camera. Unfortunately, the Sony is only dust and moisture resistant with the absence of a rubber gasket or seal, but Tamron's opted to include that, making it fully weather sealed. One feature that the Tamron is missing that the Sony has is image stabilization. And to be honest, this isn't really a big deal because most of the newer Sony cameras do have in-body image stabilization, but it definitely does help. One thing I wanted to touch on with these two lenses is the small difference in focal length. And it is a little bit noticeable in the wide angle, but to be honest, I do have a wide angle lens myself, and I do prefer in most cases the extra reach that I get from the Tamron. I'm one that shoots the details, and if I really need to shoot wide angle, I'll use my ultra wide angle. Both lenses are well made, and to me there's really no clear winner. They both have pros and cons. So let's talk about what we're paying for. Performance, of course. And both of these lenses are going to perform well on newer Sony bodies, utilizing every technology available to us, including eye autofocus, which works great. But when comparing autofocus as a whole, the 24-70 can hunt a little bit, and is quite a bit slower than the Tamron, which rarely misses. As far as sharpness is concerned, the winner's clear. The Tamron destroys the Sony in sharpness, especially in the corners. And as far as bokeh is concerned, they both have beautiful bokeh, but the advantage definitely goes to the Tamron being a 2.8 and even beating it in quality at f4. Here's an example of the Tamron's bokeh at 2.8. And do keep in mind these lenses do have different apertures. The Tamron letting in a full stop of light more, and this is going to allow it to perform better in tricky and low light situations. But don't discount the Sony. It still can take some amazing pictures. Just given the price point and comparables, I think you're starting to see where I'm leaning. As far as performance goes, the Tamron's the clear winner. So how do these two stack up when it comes to value? Keep in mind the 24-70 was one of the first E-mount lenses to come out quite a few years ago now, and the Tamron was just released last year, which really set the bar in terms of quality, and in a second you'll see price. So coming in at around $800, the 24-70 is very expensive. And sure, it has image stabilization, but like I said, I'm not really sure you need it on a lens this wide, especially with the IBIS in the cameras. But let's compare it to the Tamron. Coming in around $879, in my opinion, this completely blows it away in terms of value. Getting a faster lens that's way sharper with a faster autofocus system, it's the whole package. And it's not surprising that it's so popular. To put a nail in the coffin, the 24-70 comes with Sony's standard 1-year warranty, where the Tamron offers a 6-year warranty in the US. So obviously, without having to say much more, the Tamron wins hands down when it comes to value. As usual, here's my personal pros and cons for each of these lenses, but of course it's up to you to figure out which one's going to be best for you. Okay, so there you go. There's a quick comparison between these two lenses, the 24-70 and the 28-75. I hope this helped you out today, and if it did, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Drop your questions and comments down below, and of course, if you want a more detailed review of either of these lenses, the link will be up in just a second here. If it's time to pull the trigger and you want to pick one of these guys up, there are affiliate links in the description as well. And of course, guys, like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.